Hey everybody, this is Tyler, aka Blue Mage 492, aka Grand Lethal 16. This video is a little different than most of my usual ones. As you probably can tell from the title, I'm having some issues with Square Enix right now. So, just to set a frame of reference for you, it is 3/25, so it is the 25th of March. It is exactly 8 days since the release of Final Fantasy Type-0 HD. I ordered mine in advance on the 12th of February from Square Enix's website, paid for it in advance, pre-ordered the collector's edition. Now, they shipped it out on the 10th from somewhere, I want to say like Illinois. And this is where things get a little crazy. So I've been following it, religiously through the 10th and 17th, and now it's the 25th. On the 17th, it did not get delivered, though it said it was out for delivery with the USPS. First it was with UPS, and then once it hit Pacific, Washington, which is near my house, a couple cities over, it was turned over to the USPS to finish the delivery at my house. I didn't receive it on the 17th, didn't receive it on the 18th, and on the 19th of March, I called the United States Postal Service to figure out what had gone on. They referred me over to the local post office, which is right across the street from my house, and I spoke to a supervisor. I gave her my tracking number, and then she said she'd get back to me later. So maybe 15-20 minutes later, she called me back, and she told me that the address on the label had been incorrect. So I live in an apartment. There's the street address, and there's typically an apartment number, and then there's the city, state, and zip. On mine, it just had the apartment number on the first line of the street address, and then a city, state, and zip. So this was an issue because, of course, they can't deliver it if they don't know what that apartment number is linked to. At that point, I was like, oh man, this is starting to sound really bad. And she said it got sent back. So at this point, I know I need to talk to Square Enix, figure out what went wrong, and get my package. But before I do, I was really upset. It was 2 days behind when I wanted it. And of course, I wanted to show it with everyone here on YouTube, put it in my unboxing playlist. Because I didn't receive the game, I decided to call USPS, the game started with their shipping group, or whatever, Pepita store, which is out of France, I believe. And they, from the origin scan, turn it over to UPS. And at that point, once it got into the state of Washington, it was given over to USPS, the United States Postal Service, to be delivered to me. So first I called the USPS, then I called UPS, and at this point I get a call center representative in Manila, aka the Philippines, and he basically says, hey, your address is wrong, it had your name, and then under the company line, it had my apartment number, then it had my street address correct, other than the apartment not being located where it should be, and then the city, state, and zip. So at this point, I'm like, okay, so before I went over to Square, I knew that the label was wrong with both places, so, they just print out what they're given. So I know it wasn't their fault. They just took what they were given. And again, I also know at this point that it's either the logistics or the shipping company. So it's either Pepita store or I want to say Sinram, which I found online on Square Enix's website. That's their logistics folks who screwed it up. Now I know for sure Pepita comes out of France, so that doesn't fill me with a whole lot of hope they know to get my address right. And I did look at my Square Enix shipping confirmation. It was correct there. Suffice it to say, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little concerned. And so I call Square Enix, and the guy, I speak to this gentleman there, his name is Justin. He's just the nicest guy. He's understanding. I work in customer service, so I know when someone's faking. I know when someone's being for real. This guy's for real. He's concerned. He's like, hey, I got to send you over to Pepita because we can't do anything. We don't handle our own shipping. He's like, hey, but if you have any other issues, call us back to follow up because we want to make sure this gets taken care of correct. And I was really feeling him. He was cool. The other thing, so then I call Pepita, except it's after 5 o'clock and they're closed. So I called them on the 20th now, so Friday, 3 days from when Type-0 HD came out. Again, this is the collector's edition. So at this point, I've seen, everyone else's YouTube videos. I haven't watched them, but I see everyone keeps posting the first 50 minutes of Final Fantasy 15 demo for the Day 1 edition like I was supposed to get. I keep seeing everyone's copy of the Type-0 HD unboxings. I keep seeing all this stuff, and it's just killing me because, I wanted to share it, and now this is what's happening. I'm trying to grow my channel, and that's by, of course, sharing this stuff with you guys as it comes out. And now I'm kind of getting, the shaft. So, let's see what happens next. On Friday morning, the 20th, I call the Pepita store customer service for Square Enix. The guy basically, first he tries to argue with me. He says, hey, the address is exactly as you gave it to us. Of course, I understand. The first thing you do is you don't admit fault if you can help it. Just a smart decision. But I'm like, hey, you know what? The address is correct on the shipping confirmation, but you guys were the ones that either handle logistics or shipping. So whatever you guys actually put on the shipping label that got given to UPS was incorrect. because what they received was messed up, meaning something happened on your guys' end. The address was cool when I got my confirmation. It's cool when I input it, but as soon as you guys reprint it out or put it in some funky system, it got all wonky, and now I don't have my game. At that point, he puts me on hold. He talks to his supervisor, and comes back and he says, hey, you know what? Why don't you order a second one, man? You know, just order a second one. Once we get yours received back from USPS, who's shipping it back to us, you'll just eventually get a refund. And I was like, there's no way in heck, man. Are you high? Why am I going to order a second one? I mean, the first one was $100. If I order a second one, I'm down $200 plus tax, so around $215, $220, and I still don't have anything to show for my money. I mean, if you guys got the address bad once, I'm a little concerned. I'd rather baby the first order if it gets sent back out. So he went and talked to his supervisor again, apologized, said, you know what, it's our fault. I shouldn't have told you to order a second one. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to escalate it to our shipping support, because right now I'm talking to general customer support, I guess. And I've got an email with a confirmation, and I tried calling Pepita earlier today, and it just rings and rings and rings. So I call Square Enix customer support, and they say, oh, it's been down since last night. We don't know how long it's going to be down. We can't help you. You got to talk to them. So now I'm frustrated because coming up, starting in 2 days' time, now today is the 25th of March. In 2 days' time, the Emerald City Comic Con starts up, and there's going to be some voice actors there and at SoccerCon, which is the week after, aka Easter weekend. And some of these voice actors actually did some of the voices for Type-0 HD. I know for sure the voice actor for Makina Kunigiri, one of the male characters in Type-0 HD, is going to be there, and I'm a little bummed because I'm going to miss out on the opportunity to get my art book that I would have had in my collector's edition signed. And I've looked into it, and there's nowhere else to get this, because GameStop only had a limited number on their website. The rest you had to get through Square. So I'm going to miss out on that. I miss out on sharing videos with you guys, and I still get to play the game, and that's what it comes down to. So right now, you know, if anyone has any idea how I can make this better, because I'm gonna have to just call them every day till I get my game, and that's where it stands right now. At this point, I mean, I don't like to be this kind of person, but I feel like Square Enix owes me some kind of compensation, to be real, because I don't get to play the game. I don't get to play any of the stuff that came in the collector's edition, or even enjoy any of the stuff I already paid for like weeks ago. I don't get to play the Final Fantasy 15 that day one demo. I lose the opportunity to share this content on YouTube, and then it helps grow your subscribers, your views, make you more of a presence when you have relevant stuff. And now, you know, the first time I'm trying to like hit this with the ground running and have relevant content on time, which is, you know, I'm not gonna lie, that's not usual for me. Square Enix is just getting me. And then finally, because I mean, I'm gonna miss the opportunity to get my art book signed by some of these voice actors for these conventions I'm going to, because again, they failed to deliver. Literally, they failed to deliver. I mean, they dropped the ball. Hey, if you have any suggestions for what I should do, hit me up in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. You know, of course, show your support. Hit that likes button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll keep you guys posted as new developments come out.